Good morning and welcome into ARC Southeast Texas at 10 o'clock. Happy to have you here on a Monday. Thanks for starting a brand new week with us here. I'm Macy Meyer.
I'm Jade Morrow. Yes, vacation on the brain. I can barely keep it inside.
Jade's like so excited. She's going to be on vacation when? Thursday, Friday?
Thursday, Friday.
Do you leave Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday morning. We have a 5 a.m. flight, so I'll be waking up at like the same time as you.
Oh, there you
go. 2 a.m. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You'll be all right. Not to worry. You'll get over it. You'll be on vacation, so that's all that matters.
Pretty rough, you know.
Yeah. But then once you're there, you get to enjoy it.
It's typically a very long day, so we'll get, we'll leave at about 2:30ish, and then we hop on a flight, get to Florida, and then we don't go to bed until like midnight to that night. So, all being said, like I'm pumped. I'm already in vacation mode. Looking forward to it. So
it'll be exciting. So have that to look forward to, of course. Busy week with your vacation, just busy week in general too. So of course today starts early voting, which means the countdown is really on when it comes to election day.
Right.
Just a little over 2 weeks away. 15 days really. So
I only remember that because that means I'm just a little over 2 weeks until I'm another year older. And
oh yeah, your birthday too.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore it. Pretend like it's not happening.
I got my notification today of your birthday reminder. I like to set them early.
I stopped counting after 22. So in my mind, it just never gets older.
22.
I don't know. 22 is a good year, and
yeah, I guess. I feel like after 21, it's like okay. Like 21.
Yeah, but when I turned 25, I was like, wow, we're really getting older out here. So I can't even fathom being 27. Anyway.
I promise you'll survive. Don't worry. You'll be all right. It'll be good. But yeah, of course, that means we are getting closer to November. Halloween is next week too, as we get ready to close out October. So lots going on, and we'll talk about that and talk about what today is. Today's exciting day for Reptile Day. So we'll be diving into some of the exciting things that you can explore when it comes to that across Southeast Texas. But before we get to all that, of course, do want to talk more about some of your local headlines for the day.
Right. Poll workers are people are getting ready. Early voting starts today and goes until November 1st. So we'll have more information about, if you are going to vote early, where you can go.
Yeah, how you can get it done. Plus, the family of a 24-year-old man police say was killed after he was stabbed and beaten to death in Port Neches. His name has been released in an update on the investigation this morning.
And a fundraiser yesterday for the restoration of a Beaumont historical landmark following an arson fire. So that's a story we've been following for several weeks now.
Yeah, absolutely. So starting off, of course, from the local races to the White House, early voting is now officially underway. There are nearly a dozen early voting locations in Jefferson County, including Rogers Park, which usually is one of the busiest spots. Early voting started today and goes through Friday, November 1st. So the polls are open this morning. Hardin County and Orange County also offering a number of early polling places. Of course, voters making decisions affecting races from the courthouse all the way to the White House. We have posted locations and times for early voting. All you need to do is go to our website at fox4beaumont.com. This is a look from, of course, not this year, but back in March for some of those primary elections.
The family of 24-year-old, a man who police say was stabbed and beaten to death at a Port Neches apartment complex, releases his picture to us.
Yeah, Gregory Bobineau was discovered deceased at around 9:30 Saturday night. Police say lying on the living room floor inside an apartment at the Palms apartment complex.
Officers arrested 20-year-old Mackenzie Renee Erie. She was booked at the Jefferson County Jail and charged with murder. Her bond is set at $100,000. At last check, she is still in jail.
Now, investigators say based on evidence observed at the scene inside the apartment at the Palms, it appeared Gregory Bobineau had been stabbed and beaten with a baseball bat. Officers and investigators spoke with witnesses as well as the suspect, Mackenzie Erie, who had already gone to the medical center of Southeast Texas.
Now to Hardin County, where 30-year-old Amy Sue Hammond from Silsbee is currently being held in the Hardin County Jail under a $750,000 bond for murder also. The Hardin County Sheriff's Office says Hammond is charged in connection to the death of 33-year-old Granville Owen Dennis Jr. from Woodville. Around 9:15 Saturday night, deputies responded to a call to investigate a shooting in the 2800 block of Holly Hill Drive in Silsbee. When they arrived, they found Dennis Jr. dead from a single gunshot wound. Detectives collected evidence from the scene in hopes of determining a motive for the shooting.
Well, investigators are trying to determine the cause of a fire that happened south of Jasper on Saturday. Our news partner, KJAS, is providing the photos and information. The fire destroyed a structure at Zion Hill. The volunteers of both the Tri-Community and Jasper Fire Departments were dispatched to the location about 4 miles south of Jasper on Highway 96. The structure was behind a mobile home. Firefighters were able to quickly put the fire out. It was soon after learned that the blaze occurred behind the home of Betty Ozan, who's well known in the area. She says she was in her home when the fire broke out, but good news was that no one was hurt, which is certainly good news whenever you talk about, of course, fires looks like around late at night too, so just never know what's going to happen there. Well, now to the rundown, giving you a sneak peek at one of the stories our reporters are working on today.
Our Fox 4 reporter Erica Harris is live from the newsroom. Erica, tell us what you are going to be working on today.
Well, as you just mentioned, there were 2 homicides over the weekend, one in Hardin County, one in Jefferson County. The people killed, both men, and the people that are now in jail charged with murder are both women. Today, I'm hoping to get some more information on both of those homicides to get some updates there, but I'm taking a closer look at the Gregory Bobineau case. This case involved the 24-year-old man found dead inside an apartment in Port Neches over the weekend. Police say he had been stabbed and beaten to death with a baseball bat. So we are working on getting information with both of those cases, and as soon as we get new information, we will bring it directly to you. Back to you guys.
All right.
Yeah, certainly a lot of questions with that case. So
Yes, so, a lot of stuff happening over the weekend, good and bad. So certainly warranting a lot of updates. And of course, you can stay up to date with us here at KFDM and Fox 4. We have our mobile app, we have our website, and of course, social media. So you can stay tuned for Erica's report this evening at 5:30 and 5 and 6 on CBS.
there you go. Some good information, hopefully, to follow.
Well, now in Houston, 4 people, including a child, are dead after a fiery helicopter crash. The helicopter hit a radio tower and exploded in flames at about 8 last night near downtown Houston. All 4 people died at the scene. No one on the ground was hurt, thankfully. The helicopter was coming from Ellington Field. Its destination isn't known at this time. A helicopter pilot from ABC 13 television says the light on the radio tower was out as recently as last week and has a history of being out. The investigation is ongoing.
Wow, horrible situation there. Well, there was a fundraiser yesterday held for the Caroline Gilbert Henchy House following a case of arson. The 120-year-old historical landmark caught fire the same night as the Gilbert Building. Rebecca Bowden and Beaumont's Caroline Gilbert Henchy House Restoration and Maintenance Project held the fundraiser at the event center. It was a Bridgerton-themed bingo, which included a gun raffle and costume contest. The restoration project is 6 years into the process of restoring the historic home. The house acts as a multi-purpose center, offering students and vets opportunities for education and work.
Kate the Chemist made a visit to Beaumont to kick off Museum Madness weekend. Kate the Chemist, who is a chemist, science entertainer, and professor at Notre Dame, made science fun while entertaining a crowd, at Beaumont Civic Center. The goal, reaching students who might otherwise be intimidated by science by using her theatrical and hands-on approach to teaching. Her real name is Dr. Kate Biberdorf, and she was authored numerous books and has appeared on several national news and talk shows.
It looked like a lot of fun. Even the parents and adults kind of getting into it.
Right. A lot of people there.
Who doesn't love a good science experiment? Yeah, it can be fun. Well, also Museum Madness weekend continued, of course, at the Eat a Bug Family Arts Day. Art Museum of Southeast Texas was packed with eager participants as families took part in the Halloween arts and crafts. There were free snacks, besides the bugs, and raffles. And of course, the fan favorite, the bug spurts were on site cooking up critters for families to sample. Of course, you can always continue to support the arts by joining the Art Museum of Southeast Texas at AMSET, which is AMSET.org. Yeah, lots of fun. No bugs for Jade.
Yeah, no
though.
bugs for me. So, but a big event every year. We had talked to them here on Arc South
Yeah.
Texas, and so a big bug
Look how
turnout.
Yummy. Look how yummy that whole plate looks. Come on.
No, thank
Good
you.
little snack.
I'll leave that to y'all. To y'all. But,
Look, he wasn't scared. That little guy.
well, some are better than others, and we'll leave that to him. And then I'll leave it to Trina also, because I've seen her eat a bug more than once. When it comes to this,
There's always next year. You can work up the courage. Come on.
I'm a picky eater.
What
after
flavor
this.
would you do?
I'm not.
Like, would there be a certain flavor that would like attract you?
No, it's the fact that it is a bug and then it crunches. You know, when you kill a bug and it
But
crunches,
it's
it's
such
like
like a
that right
small,
there.
but it's such a small crunch. Like it's very light and airy.
These people are trying to convince a person who doesn't even like
That's true.
tomatoes and avocado and chili and rice balls and all the stuff that we've made here on Arc.
That's so true.
So it's
Mm.
not going to go anywhere. But anyway,
Worth a shot.
yeah. So we'll see. We'll see next year. But a big celebration for Family and Friends Day at a Beaumont church. St. Peter Missionary Baptist Church on the corner of 4th Street invited their members to take part of a celebration by inviting their family members and their friends.
Yeah, lots of fun there. Well, a caring community came together in Nederland on Saturday to help a mother who needs a double lung transplant. Link sale fundraiser for Marielos Dublan held at First Baptist Church. Marielos needs a life-saving double lung transplant in which her health insurance covers part of the cost. The married mother of 2 young children will need months of care following surgery. Family and friends are going to use the money raised to help with mounting medical bills, of course, and other costs related to Marielo's care. She is, of course, overwhelmed with gratitude, and her family and friends have set up a GoFundMe page to help pay for some of those medical expenses. You can find the link on our website at fox4beaumont.com.
And now to another event that we have previewed here on Arc Southeast Texas, Comic-Con.
That's
Huge
right.
deal. If you passed by Doggett Ford Park Arena over the weekend, you may have seen some of your favorite cartoon and anime characters.
Yeah.
Saturday was the kickoff of the 6th annual Beaumont Comic-Con convention. The convention is set to have various cosplay costumes for adults and children. There was a few scheduled guest appearances, including Tamara Klickman, who is known for her role in the 1988 film The New Adventures of Pippi Longstocking. So, I'd meant to go. I know it was a big deal. And look, Slytherin, Harry Potter, and then if you're a Star Wars fan. So
A little bit of everything for
Yeah,
everybody.
right.
Yeah, looks like a lot of fun. Well, some of you have shared your photos of your scaly friends for National Reptile Day, but we've got some reptiles to show you of our own from Gator Country. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back to ARC Southeast Texas. It is National Reptile Day, so we thought what better way to celebrate than talk to the folks at Gator Country. We got Blue Hammonds here this morning to tell us all about some of the little critters that we brought. We already checked some of them out at 8 a.m. this morning on ARC, and we had a lot of fun. We went from small to a little bit bigger. We got a wide variety this morning.
Got a couple different animals with us today.
So who are we going to start with?
Let's start off with this box right here. We got some of our little guys in here. Got two little alligators.
It's kind of like a little magician. He's like, let's check out what's in this box.
I'm trying to hold him.
Little baby alligators.
Back down his tail. Yep, this one right here is one of our 4 albino alligators. Yep, they're doing really good. You can see he's nice and chunky, and he's still moving around and everything.
They're so small. So how old are they?
So this one is a year old as of last month, and this one would just hatched out at the beginning of last month.
Can y'all tell the difference between the 4 of them yet?
Yes, some of them, they have like different patterns on their back.
Oh,
so those lines on their back, it's just like a whole bunch of different things. You can see this one has a heart right there
Oh, right.
on his back. Oh, yeah.
And you said they kind of get used to being held, right? 'Cause I know I held both of them earlier. That one's a little bit more squirmy.
Yes, he wiggles a lot more than this one right here.
Is that just because he's younger too?
Yes, it's because he's younger and hasn't been handled a lot. Like this one, we mess with him a lot. He gets taken out and gets handled with, so that way he's used to it by the time he's older. Because when they're older, we let people get hands-on interaction with them, like customers and stuff. Oh yeah.
And you said like when they get older, they'll get a little bit more white. Right now, he's pretty pink.
Yes. So the albino ones, they get white as they grow. Oh yeah, they don't stay super pink. And these guys, they lose those little yellowish orangish bands. You're okay.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, we're good. He was ready to go. He's ready to make a break for
He was
it.
about to look. Now, see, I was talking good about you, how you were a little bit
scared
calmer and not
him.
as squirmy. He scared me a little bit. I know he's not going to hurt you, but
good one.
oh my gosh.
All
Okay.
right, we're gonna check out our next.
Y'all, I
guest.
did so good at 8. I didn't freak out at all. And then that,
Oh yeah,
No.
you did perfect at 8.
he
Just
just,
got a little jumpy.
he caught me a little off guard.
All right.
This next
Our
one's a little bit
next
slower
guest.
moving.
Oh yeah, it's a lot more chill. This one right here is one of our sulcata tortoises. We have a whole bunch of these there. Oh yeah.
And so tell us about this. Like, what makes it you said sulcata tortoise?
Yes, it's a sulcata tortoise. So they're not aquatic. These guys, they live in the desert actually. They don't swim or anything like that. They actually go long periods of time without water. They can go a couple weeks without any water at all. And then whenever they find water, they can drink up to 15% of their body weight in water. So they drink a whole lot of water whenever they need to.
And these get really old.
Oh yeah, these guys right here. This is just a young one. She's about 4 years old, I think now.
Yeah.
She hatched out at our park. They can get upwards of 150 years old, and they'll weigh close to 200 pounds sometimes. So they
Which I
get
thought was
really
interesting.
big.
We talked a little about that. This is a female one. You can tell by the
Yes.
stomach.
Yeah, so their stomachs right here are flat. The males, they're kind of concaved. So
Yeah.
that way when they get on the females, it's like easier to stay in.
Oh,
So
okay.
got her
okay,
eyes
okay,
closed.
gotcha.
She's like, let me go back to sleep.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
This
She's
is
always
also me right
resting.
now. I'm just taking a nap.
Yep.
Ready to go.
You see she's got all these little ridges on her
Yeah.
legs. So that when she goes in her shell, it's hard to get at her. And it's also to help her dig.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, she's real cool. They're all really chill. We take
Yeah.
them outside sometimes, let them go play in the grass, but not while it's
And
cold.
at Gator Country, they have the really big ones too.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
So-
Yeah.
Some really big ones that you get to feed and everything.
How old are those normally?
We have our oldest one's probably around like 60 now.
Oh,
It's
wow.
like really, we have some 2 or 3 really, really big ones.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So then we got another.
Yes.
We're just getting bigger as we go
Yes.
along.
Right.
Well, this one's
See.
an
Right.
interesting one. I've never seen a.
Yes. This one right here is Miss Freya. She is a Argentine black and white tegu.
Oh, look at the
A
look at the tongue.
tegu.
Tegu. Yep. There's a couple of different tegus.
We're not going
Uh,
to repeat what Macy said at 8 a.m.
Okay, I'm just giving a descriptor for the
Oh,
folks
yeah.
at home. She
Just
kind of,
ignore her.
she kind of felt like a
She like
accessory.
beads.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yep.
Okay?
She's got some very, very interesting feeling skin. Her though, she likes to be on the ground.
Yeah.
She was a personal pet of ours, and we'd take her out in the house all the time. Put her on the floor, let her run around.
What do they eat?
They're omnivores, so they eat everything. She eats anything and everything that comes her way. She eats out of a little food dish though.
And how old is she?
Freya, we got her when she was probably around 3 or 4, and so she's probably like 9 or 10 now.
Is she
Mm.
Not too old.
Yeah,
Oh, not too old.
She's like middle ground. It's like being 30, 40.
Experienced.
Oh, yeah.
Experienced gal.
Well, she seems to be okay with being
Super
like, but
good.
you
Look at
said
that
she likes to
tongue.
be on the ground. I know.
She
Look,
loves
put your
to run
feet, let her
around.
lick you. I just did.
Is she like trying to lick?
Yeah,
or-
yeah.
Yeah. They take in extra smells and
Oh,
senses
now she's
like
not gonna
that.
do it. She's like, mm-mm.
Let her see the hole. Yep.
She's like,
really
it's
long
very
forked
so
tongue.
weird. I know. I know. I know.
So these guys, most reptiles, they're ectothermic or cold-blooded, so they get
Yeah.
their energy from like the sun and heat and stuff like that.
Mhm.
These guys, they don't produce heat like we do whenever
Right.
we eat food and stuff like that. These guys, they can actually produce heat from what they eat occasionally.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I
Look,
was
she's ready
reading
to-
up on it, and it did say it's mostly during like mating season that they do
Okay.
that.
Interesting.
Don't exactly know why, but there's some of the only reptiles I've heard of doing
She's ready
that.
to get on the ground, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's ready to run around. We can move on to our last guest here.
We saved the best for last.
Our little slithery friends.
Yep.
Which this one, I like this one. I
She's,
held
you
her
know,
earlier.
They get a bad rep, but
They're really
she's really good.
misunderstood.
Yes.
This is Bonnie, right?
Yes, this is Miss Bonnie here. She's a Dumeril's boa. Where am I going?
Oh,
She's a Dumeril's boa. They're from Madagascar. Did you want to try to see her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
spin them out. She's just gonna hang out with you. Oh, she had
Look
her
at
fingers
that.
There. Yep, these
Oh,
guys,
like
they're not really
Cleopatra.
the climbing type of snakes. They like to stay on the ground. That's why the
Ooh.
tops of them are real dark and the bottoms of them
yeah.
are real white.
I held her earlier. She was
She
on my neck.
really liked Angel.
Yeah, she did like Angel. Which, okay, I thought it was interesting. You said there was Bonnie and Clyde.
Mhm.
Clyde had to move.
Yes, Clyde did move.
It is now in Louisiana, you
Yes.
said?
So Bonnie and Clyde were a breeding pair, and
Mhm.
whenever they brought them to us, they were no longer breeding anymore, and that's why he brought them to us. And we sent Clyde off to Louisiana, and Bonnie stayed with us because they had a little bit of a breakup.
And Bonnie's
This is a
strong.
breakup.
Oh yeah,
No,
Very
she
strong.
is, yeah.
they're like
Yeah.
almost strictly muscle mass. That's also why they weigh more than what they look like.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, these are just kind of just a glimpse of some of the reptiles and animals you guys have
Oh,
in
yeah.
Gator Country.
We've
There's
got
so many.
plenty. We've got a whole bunch. Like I said, we take in surrenders from different people all over the place, like breeders like that, and then people who go to college or something and don't and can't take their animals with them, or just
Yeah.
anything really.
Jade, I feel like you need a snake as a pet.
I know. I'm like, it's kind of
Bonnie?
like this is a good accessory.
I was gonna say,
Oh, yeah.
Live kind. Not,
Okay.
No, not that
I was
kind.
gonna say, now how come I get in trouble for saying it? But then you said
Could you
Oh,
imagine
yeah.
just walking around with a snake?
They're fun. They will
I could
just sit with
see-
you too.
Yeah, I could see that. I could. You,
little
I
camera
feel like
shot.
You need a snake. I feel like this is. You guys are getting along well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so much to see. We were at Gator Country the other day shooting our Gator of the Week. There's so much to see there.
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. So make sure you go. Don't have to be today, but today is National Reptile Day. So
We'll be out there.
yeah, go check them out maybe this weekend or something. So that way you can go see just some of the reptiles and animals that they have there. Thanks for coming by and bringing all of
No
your all
problem.
of your friends. We appreciate learning a little bit. Yeah, we'll have more Arc Southeast Texas coming up after the break.
back to ARC Southeast Texas. That was my favorite of this week.
That was
probably.
fun. I like that.
I know. They, the animals, we were saying they get such a bad rep, but they have their own personalities and, handling those snakes. That was one of 2 snakes we've dealt with in the last week with Gator Country. And they're just as good as a snake can be.
I was gonna say, they're actually very mellow.
Right.
I'm just like hanging out, just to,
But that's just like
Curious.
a little glimpse. They have
Yeah.
so many different animals there. So many different animals.
Yeah.
So it's actually a really cool place
if you
to
have
go.
the time, go check it out.
Yeah. So, but we have a lot of great rivalries in Southeast Texas, and a lot of them coming to head here in week 9 for football. But there's one that's garnered national attention. Sports Illustrated calling Mid-County Madness, of course, the best high school football rivalry in the nation. Kirsten Lindquist has more with that.
Yeah, I sat down with Nederland's Scott Rich to talk about the big game that's ahead this week.
Hey, welcome into the after party, the weekly coaches show following Friday night tailgate party. This week we have Scott Rich from Nederland in the hot seat. Thanks so much for coming in.
The hot seat. Thank you. Thank you. We're glad to be here.
So we got a big rivalry week here in Southeast Texas, and one of the most infamous, not just here, but across the state, is Mid-County Madness.
Yes.
Now, I know this is your first Mid-County Madness. Has anyone kind of given you a little pep talk of like what to expect going into this matchup?
I think from the moment they named me as the head football coach, I got the first question I was asked was about Mid-County. So I've known about this for a while, being on the staff that I was at before, knowing Coach Joseph over there. I've kind of known what's been going on in between them and Nederland. So it's been, I think we're excited about it. We're happy.
Yeah, I know we were talking off camera, it's important to keep your guys' uniform and keep the routine the same week to week. How do you keep the emotions in check when you have a big rivalry game like this?
Well, I think it starts from the moment we walked in the doors as far as the preparation, what we've tried to do on a daily basis in the springtime and the summer. And as we started this fall, I mean, if we treat every game the same, I know it's different. I know we're excited, and the reality is we have, a big rivalry, and I get that. But if we can, as best we can, as a coaching staff, treat every game as a big game and every game the way we prepare for it, hopefully we get to a point where it's all uniform and they don't get so excited and out of whack that they're unable to perform. So you have to keep it uniform.
And you were a quarterback coach for Gary Joseph over in Katy, obviously the father of P&G's head coach, Jeff Joseph.
Yes.
What kinds of things did you learn from working under Joseph Sr.?
Well, let me just say this. I've been blessed to have many mentors in my life and I'm here for that reason. I've said this before, that I'm here strictly because men in my life that I've worked under have instilled in me some things, class and characters, one of them discipline. Those things have always been at the forefront of in my coaching career with these other coaches. Coach Joseph, obviously is arguably one of the greatest ones of all time, and I'll be the first to say that. Every day on that staff, we were pushed every day to coach at a high level, to push our kids to play at a high level. And that's probably the biggest, that and organization of the day-to-day, those things that I've learned from him, that's kind of trickled over to what we do, and it's given us some success.
Being you have a close relationship with the family, do you think that will intensify the rivalry between these two high schools moving forward?
Well, I think Jeff and I have a good relationship. Matt McDaniel, his defensive coordinator, he and I coached together for 5 years. We're friends, and we've had dinner together since I've been down here a number of times. And, we can go out and still be friends, but on a night like that night, when we play each other, we're going to try to beat each other, and that's okay. And, it's one night, we fight, we go out, and we play hard and coach hard and try to win the game. And then after that, we're, 364 days a year, we're really close friends.
I think that's the best way that you kind of can look at it. Two big offensive lines, obviously, going into this matchup. You two are not just in the hunt for the Bum Phillips Trophy at the end of the night. You guys are both in search of that district title. Talk to me a little bit about what the Bulldogs need to do to limit the PNG Indians?
Well, I'm not sure we can limit them. We're gonna go out and play every play as hard as we possibly can. We're gonna line up and play fast. That's what we preach to our kids. And every play, one play at a time, you go out and try to win that play. And if you don't win that play, you reset and you do it again. That ultimately, when you're playing a good football team that's had a lot of success and is a very highly ranked football team, that's the only way that you can approach it. Because if you go out there trying to throw haymakers from the get-go and they don't work, then all of a sudden, your game plan is not where you thought it was. So, taking it play by play is ultimately, to me, the best way to do it.
Well, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
We will certainly be tuning in. Of course, you can catch all of your Texas high school football action in Southeast Texas right here on Friday Night Tailgate Party after the late night news at 10:35.
Well, it's definitely a big one.
I know it's always such a huge deal. So typically, my husband's a big football guy,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, maybe I'll go to that game, but we're gonna be out of town, so we're not going to that game. But
Well, did you go to high school at Needland or PNG? No. Oh, okay.
it's just I don't know, it's a big deal. So even people
Oh, it's
who didn't go,
huge. Yeah, you're
people who
still into it.
didn't go to those schools, so I can, when we were, reading the intro to that story, I can certainly see that that's one of the best rivalries in
Well, yeah,
the nation.
tickets will sometimes sell out, so you kind of got to get them early so you can make sure you attend.
Yeah.
And it's like a week-long thing leading up to it. It's just a
Mhm.
crazy, exciting time. So again, Friday night, get ready. We'll be talking all about it on Friday as well after the game too. So it should be lots of fun. So to come this morning, Patrina Adger is going to be talking about Shangri-La's Scarecrow Festival. Getting ready for Halloween, of course. (10:35) this morning. Well, Shangri-La Botanical Gardens welcomes the public to experience the fall season at the 14th Annual Scarecrow Festival.
The public can stroll through the festive gardens featuring flower displays, thousands of pumpkins, and unique scarecrow displays. Patrina Adger talks with Lauren Barbie.
Yes, I'm here with Lauren Barbay. She is the content manager here for the Shangri-La, and she's here to tell us about the Scarecrow Festival that is kind of already underway here.
Yes, you definitely don't want to miss out because it's the final week to visit Scarecrow Festival.
Okay, so it started October the 8th and it goes through the rest of the week.
Yes, Saturday, this upcoming Saturday is Autumn Fair, and it's a big celebration of the fall season and the culmination of our Scarecrow Festival.
Okay, and so talk to us about the different exhibits here, the different scarecrow exhibits, and how many people are involved in it.
We have about 60 scarecrows all throughout the gardens, and these are created by community members ranging from school groups to local businesses.
And there's different themes, you know, right over here, as Jesus just showed us, we have the breast cancer awareness theme where they're paying tribute to women and men who've lost their fight in breast cancer, but and those who are still fighting as well. But there's just different themes.
Yes, and they're all made out of recycled and repurposed materials.
Okay, and just talk about just why this event takes place. I mean, it's obviously the usher in the fall season.
Yes, it's a great way to celebrate fall in the garden as well as all that our community has to offer.
Okay, and so again, it's this week, and what are the hours?
Tuesday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And if you come through Orange, you'll also notice there are thousands upon thousands of pumpkins throughout the city. Talk about that, just the people that it takes to pull all that together.
Yes, at all Stark cultural venues, you'll find really great pumpkin displays, and we bring out all of our volunteers and our staff, and we come together and create pumpkin time here in Orange.
Now, will folks at the end of all this be able to take some of those pumpkins home? Because that's a lot to kind of take back.
So if you come out on Autumn Fair, you can take a pumpkin home, and you can even decorate one if you'd like.
Okay, great. All right. All right. That sounds great. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead and repeat those hours again for folks who might want to come out. Again, this event is free and open to everyone.
It's Tuesday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. So this is a great way to still usher in the fall season. It feels like fall out here. It's great. And just look at all these great displays. You want to come out and bring the whole family to enjoy. All the kids, bring everybody out. Guys, back to you.
They definitely get creative with some of the scarecrows.
I know there's some good stuff to see there.
I like it. Should be fun. Well, so to come this morning, members from the First Baptist Church in Bridge City are here to talk about their pumpkin patch.
Welcome back to ARC Southeast Texas. We have with us this morning Lan Richard and Dana Bork from First Baptist Church in Bridge City to talk about their pumpkin patch. So tell us what we need to know.
Well, first off, we've been doing this for about 5 years now. When our pastor, Keith Royal, came in, he brought this idea with him from his former church. And we start about the 1st of October. We have the pumpkins are delivered from a reservation in New Mexico.
Oh, good deal.
They come in, the community participates in unloading. We get kids from the high school, the athletics, band, other organizations, and we unload them and we begin to sell them. All the proceeds go to mission work. Nothing stays within the church. It goes to like our Ministerial Alliance, which is nearby, which helps with food and other ways to help people out who are underprivileged. It goes to some organizations in the area that deal with drug rehabilitation.
That's a hard
Excuse
word for me too.
Thank you. Also, it goes to help with young women who are pregnant or young mothers to help out with their needs. We also have what's called a First Saturday at our church, where we give away things, whether it be hurricane supplies or clothing for kids going back to school, school supplies, coats and jackets. It's different every Saturday, first Saturday of the month. Also, it's free to come in. Anybody is welcome. There's no charge. We encourage people to come. We've got photo ops. We've got horseshoes, badminton, wagon rides. Come out, have a picnic with your family. You're more than welcome to do so.
Okay, so a lot of stuff to do, not just pumpkins, all for great causes. And these are some of the pumpkins that you're going to get to see. Well, let's see. Was that from last year?
No, that's this year.
This year. Okay, look at that. Okay, so pumpkins everywhere. Any idea how many pumpkins y'all have this year?
Oh, we get a full semi-truckload. I don't know the weight.
No, I don't.
And then we get a partial load,
Right.
little like in between,
Okay.
later in the month.
Okay, so these are some of the ones that you're going to see. And if you're anything like me, you have your little perfect one here and then the little odd one. I like those. But these are my favorite. I like them, the funkier, the better.
The warded ones.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, yep. See, those are my favorites. So, and then you have these little odd things. So I don't know what that is.
A gourd.
It's a gourd. Oh, my gourd. I had to.
Little
Sorry.
fun.
Okay. So 5 years. Does this get bigger and bigger every year?
Last year we had a little bit of a lull. This year seems to be picking back up again, but it raises a lot of money for our local. Also, it goes even national, some of the proceeds that we get. So we don't just pick one every year.
Right.
And there's lots of fun. We even have like daycare centers that come and other groups, school groups that come and have little field trips, and we just highly encourage it.
All right. So tell us location again and dates.
It's until October 31st, dark is when we'll stop. We usually start kind of at the beginning of October. It starts Monday through Saturday is from 10 to dark, which is close to 7. Sundays from noon to dark, 7-ish again.
Okay. So, that's a huge time, plenty of opportunity for somebody to come out, whether they work or they don't. But again, good cause. Do they need cash or?
We do Venmo, PayPal, in cash. And we have one other, Lynn. You remember?
I'm not.
I can't remember what it is, but anyhow.
All the options.
We also, though, want to mention.
Yes, on Saturday, this coming Saturday, October the 26th, from 3:30 to 5:30, we will have a trunk or treat, and next to the pumpkin patch. So we will have cars and trucks decorated. The kids can, get plenty of candy. We will have little carnival games there. We will have a miniature train ride that rides through the pumpkin patch, and invite the public to come in and spend the day with us Saturday, 3:30 to 5:30. We'll have some food items, and of course, all of that part is free. The only thing that does cost is the pumpkin money, but even that money goes internationally as well. So. Good cause.
Yeah,
good
great
cause.
causes there. So we're going to have this information available on our website. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Stay tuned for more ARC Southeast Texas after the break.
Well, a new survey says many of us are avoiding going to the doctor. Medical reporter Liz Bonus shares how that could play a role in your future health.
Hey there, everybody. If it's been a while since you've seen a primary care doctor or you don't have one right now that you see regularly, this survey shows you're not alone.
It also shows there's a real danger to not seeing the doctor.
When I was in my 20s, I actually got routine pap smears and actually was diagnosed with cervical cancer.
Jennifer Fenwick knows that. She's well now and makes it a point to see Dr. Jonathan Buck, a primary care provider with Ohio's Tri-Health, regularly.
As I aged, I can't say that I always routinely saw the doctor, but then as I got married and started having children, I thought I got to be around for these kids and I got to keep an eye on my health.
That's not the case, however, for many of us.
Over a quarter of American adults have not been to the doctor in years. And we call them Dr. Dodgers.
Maggie Hooper is part of the team that helped provide this Dr. Dodgers survey of 1,000 men and women. Moving to a new city or a doctor retiring cited as the main avoidance reasons. But there was also a lot of anxiety about finding a good fit, fear of making an appointment.
Or they've had bad experiences in the past where they didn't feel heard by their doctor. They felt like they were being judged.
Dr. Buck says to overcome that, he tries to build a real trust with his patients.
Well, I think the nice thing for me, at least since with primary care, is as I get to know you, I get to know you. I get to sense, hey, you seem a little off today, or this isn't your usual, what's going on in your life.
To ease access, it's suggested that doctors have online scheduling, put videos on websites so patients can get a feel for a personal fit, and team up with local real estate agents so new people in an area can be given information about doctors accepting new patients.
Now, the survey team did say 7 in 10 of us do know we need a primary care doctor for regular care. So breaking down these barriers critical for a connection. With your health news, I'm Liz Bonus reporting.
Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, let's take a look inside the newsroom and talk with KFDM's noon anchor, Patrina Adger.
Trina, tell us what we can expect on your show today.
Hey guys, yes, this is what we have coming up on the news at noon. Early voting starts today. We take you live at noon to Rogers Park, where voting is already underway. The polls opened at 8 a.m. this morning, and there are nearly a dozen early voting locations in Jefferson County. Early voting goes on from now until Friday, November the 1st. And then did you see this tragic news out of Houston here? There was a helicopter crash where 4 people were killed, including a child. We'll have the latest on that. These are the pictures out of one of the stations in Houston. So we'll be following that story as well. Also, during my interview, we're going to talk to Christus Elizabeth, who a doctor will be on to talk to us about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Just the early detection, what you need to know. And of course, many events that are coming up this week. The Monster Dash, the Gift of Life's Monster Dash is coming up this week. So we'll be talking to them about what you need to know about breast cancer and just how early detection is key. All that coming up on the news at noon. You don't want to miss it. Guys, back to you.
Good stuff there. Of course, you can watch Katrina Live at 12 o'clock. And coming up next, we have our question of the day. Stay tuned.
Well, early voting starts today and goes until November 1st on our KFDM Facebook page. We asked you, do you vote early? And over 100 of you have already responded. Lots of folks weighing in. Most, I would say yes, are saying yes. Someone said I had to pass, but not this time. I'll vote on election day. I think a lot of times it's usually just preference, right? If you want to get it done or not.
I didn't think about it when we asked the question. I was like, do I vote early? I don't. I just typically vote the day of. It's very simple. It takes like literally 2 minutes.
I know.
So especially if like you do your research prior, you already kind of know who you're going for, especially with those local elections. Those are a big one. We got lots and lots of races coming up. We have the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office race. We have several school bond issues, including a big one in Vidor. I think it's close to $100 million. We've got one in Kirbyville. Lots and lots. Tax assessor collector for Jefferson County. And then, local city council stuff, things like that. And then, of course, obviously the big one, the presidential race. Right. So lots of very, very important stuff. But you can find this post on our Facebook page. We'd love to hear from you. Stay tuned every day. We have a question of the day. Would love to hear from you. And also, again, National Reptile Awareness Day. We'd love to see your reptilian friends, or I would, because I love all animals. But we so appreciate you for being with us today, and we'd love to see you again tomorrow. So I was about to say, what are we thinking about tomorrow? We've got fun stuff coming
I
up.
was going to
coming
say
up
there's
this
so
week.
much
Yeah.
always. So we do hope that you can join us. But until then, of course, have a great Monday.